Hello and welcome to ACS Golf and this week's review where I'm looking at this. The Wilson Staff D7 driver. Now I'm really excited about this. I've never actually tried Wilson drivers before. If you've watched my channel before, you know I've done quite a few Wilson irons, which I think are great and a great value, especially in the second-hand market or even brand new. And with the drivers, obviously this year the Dyna Power, loads of really good reviews about them. You know, still coming a little bit cheaper brand new than the big brands, but can you go a few years older, save yourself a bit of money, and still have a very good driver when it comes to Wilson? So that's why I'm excited about this, because this is from 2019, so relatively still quite new, not that old. And we'll go into the price of this, but on the second-hand market, believe me, the cost is low. So we will check that out obviously at the end. So for me, I'm just very excited to give it a go, get it out to the range, and then give you guys my feedback. So there we go. Now, as always, let's have a closer look at this club. Then we'll come back here, talk about all the technology and maybe slightly downfall of this club technology-wise. We'll get to the range, I'll throw some figures at you, and then we'll come back here for the ACS Golf Scale, and I'll let you know what I think of the Wilson D7 driver. Okay, let's have a close look at this club. So there you go, a closer look at the club. And I really do quite like the look of this. I like the simplicity of it. It's all got that sort of composite carbon weave, I think, on the top. We're about to go into technology, so I will tell you more, you know, with that little blue line there. Good sort of aid there as well. Smart, very smart looking club. And I like the fact it's a little bit more squat. I personally don't like these sort of really forgiving long drivers. I like it a little bit more compact. So very good looking driver. I don't think you can really see that very well. We're very much in, if you're watching this when this comes out, we're very much in autumn here in the UK, where it is dark, dreary and wet. So everything is dark. So even though I'm filming this in the day, it looks like I'm filming this at night, and I'm not. So there you go. But anyway, moving on, I do say when this video gets released on Sunday, I suppose it's going to be a lovely, nice sunny day. So I'll be on the golf course, fingers crossed. Now, okay, gone off piece there. Now there you go. So overall, good looking club. Really do enjoy it. Like the aesthetics of it. Very simple on the bottom. There's no movable weights or anything like that. So yeah, so let's get into the technology, and then I'll discuss one aspect of technology this club doesn't have, and which might affect sort of you guys if you want to purchase it. But probably regarding this club is probably a good idea. Okay, so into the technology. So they've got the Wilson Staff D7 driver features REAKT technology, combination of super light design and reactive face technology, delivering faster club head speed and increased ball speeds for longer distances. It also features dynamic launch control to optimize launch conditions for different player types. Okay. Now the forgiving D7 driver features a radical lightweight crown design. There you go. Removing excess weight from the club head and improving sound with a pioneering composite crown design. So the D7 crown features a layer of DuPont Kevlar for vibration, so sound dampening, which is sandwiched in between two layers of carbon weave. So there you go. So it was carbon weave on the top there, which is unidirectional underneath. So obviously got two layers of carbon and in between this DuPont Kevlar. Fair enough. I will say the sound of this does sound quite nice. There's a good sort of crack to it, so fair enough. Now moving on. So this is some spiel from John, I'm never going to say his name right, Pagand, which is a global innovation manager at Wilson's Golf at the time this came out. The process of creating the D7 driver started with designing the head shape and then stripping out all the available weight, almost 25 grams. This weight was strategically returned to the head with the goal of improving the sound of the driver and optimizing ball flight with the dynamic launch control. And then here we go. So this is quite interesting. So dynamic launch control, and let's go into it. So is offered in 3 loft options to aid different swings. So the 9-degree head, this is 10.5 by the way, the 9-degree head for players with a faster swing speed with a weighting forward in the head for low launch and spin. The 10.5-degree, which I have for those with a moderate to fast swing speed with a weight in the middle of the head for high launch and spin. With a 13-degree, it's perfect for slow to moderate swing speed with a weighting further back and towards the heel for highest launch and draw biased. There you go. So it's quite interesting what Wilson have done here. Rather than doing what sort of other big brands do, like, your TaylorMade, where you get your Stealth Plus, your normal, which is your low spinning model, and then you get the Stealth, which is a sort of middle ground club, and then you get your Stealth HD high draw, which is the idea of that the most forgiving and gives you a high draw aspect. They've gone, all right, to keep costs down, let's not produce 3 models. Let's just produce 1, and then just move that weight inside that head, and it's going to give different characteristics per the head you buy. So I've got the 10.5 head, which is very much a middle ground version. The 9, as it said, the weight's right at the front. That's going to be your low spin for your better players, because it's going to be less forgiveness because the weight is at the front of the club. And then you've got that 13-degree, obviously weight's right back of the club, a little bit more towards the heel to get that draw, and also, to be the most forgiving. So with this club, you really need to make sure you get the right head for you, because there's going to be different characteristics. So, that 9-degree is going to be low spinning. It's going to be less forgiving. That 13 is going to be really quite high spinning for a driver, and it's going to be more forgiving. So, if you're looking at this club, you need to make sure you get the right club head. And in this case, for me, the 10.5 is probably spot on, right in the middle. That's what I use currently in my bag, the Stealth and 2, the normal one. So for me, this is definitely the right head to test for you guys to see its performance. But if you've got fast swing speed out there, you need to be getting the 9. And if you've got higher swing speed, you need to get the 13. Lower swing speed, sorry, you need to get the 10.5 or 13. And that then brings us on to technology this is missing. So this is missing a sleeve adjuster, which obviously they've done to keep the costs down when this was brand new and it came out for £270 over here in the UK. So they've done it to obviously to decrease costs, but it does mean that, some people who, for example, are very fast swing speed, and like to loft their clubs up maybe a little bit to get a little bit more height, even, but you still want that weight at the front. You can't do that with this. You've got to stick with a 9-degree. Or if you're, say, someone who, doesn't want that sort of maximum draw bias, but still wants a little bit of forgiveness, you can't, but still again wants to loft it up to help with launch, you can't buy this 10.5 and then loft it up to say 12. For example, I do play with 12 degrees myself because my angle attack is useless. And so it helps me get that ball into the air. Do I need the draw bias version, which is also be a 12-degree head? No, I do not. So if I went for 13 here to help me launch it in the air, it wouldn't help me at all because I generally draw the ball anyway. So it'd actually probably make things worse for me. It'd be an overdraw or a hook. So that's the one big downside with this. But if you know exactly what conditions you want, then you can obviously get the right head. And then you go on to shafts. So premium shafts in here, as it is a big brand. It's got the helium shaft here, which I do like. I do like the helium sort of version from the US. Was it UST Mamiya something? That's the name, but yeah, helium. And that's one thing you could do. Change the shaft. Some shaft will help you launch the ball into the air more. So, maybe you can, you don't have to really worry about the degrees in the head because you can change the shaft. This helium is definitely one of those ones which really does help to get the ball into the air, got that sort of low kick. So even though, yes, the head doesn't move, there were options with a different shaft to make sure you got fitted for the right thing. Okay, so there we go. There's all the technology in here, quite a lot, but you just need to make sure if you're buying it, getting the right head for you, which I think is actually quite cool, rather than really confusing matters and No, am I supposed to be having the HD version or this, 3 versions? You're just looking, all right, do I need the 9-degree loft, the 10.5, the 13? It does make life a little bit simpler, so not the end of the world. Okay, now let's get down to the range. Then we'll get back in here and I'll go through the ACS golf scale for you and, give you my overall thoughts about this club. Okay, see you back here in a bit.
So here I am down at the range. Now let's jump straight into those figures. So on average, total carry was 216 yards, total distance was 249 yards, ball speed was 149 miles per hour, launch angle 13 and height 57. Now with my very sort of negative attack angle when it comes down to driver, I am personally looking for that sort of 250 total distance and 150 miles per hour. So this driver was literally pretty much spot on to what I would be hoping to get for sort of any sort of premium driver out there. So really happy with it. Getting in the air was very easy. I felt the ball speed was good. For example, when it comes down to launch angle, when I hit one, which actually got launch angle 16 degrees, I got 258 total distance with a ball speed 146. And when I got it at sort of angle 11, I still managed to get the 258 because I got the ball speed up to 155 miles per hour. So there's lots of potential in here to really get that ball speed going. And that was sort of one of the reviews I read, and I feel as well that if you can get that sort of sweet spot right in the middle of the face, you can really help get that ball speed up, which happened with that 155 miles per hour one, because that was awesome. Feel wise, felt really nice, really powerful, and forgiveness was pretty good as well. So overall, very happy.
So there you go. I'm really generally quite impressive figures there. So for me, I am trying to change my driver swing at the moment to get that more launch and obviously get more distance from it. But I'd still sort of be expecting that 250 mark, and ball speed around 150 at the moment. Anything above is great. And going further into those figures, the two longest ones there were 258, so 258 yards, which is really, really good for me. I'd be very happy with 260 on the course. One, which was the ball speed 146, because the launch angle was 16, so perfect, really. You want that launch angle between sort of, 13 to 16, so really good there, to maximise the distance. But the other one, which was more of a sort of a normal swing for me, where the launch angle was a little bit low, 11, still got that 258, that total distance. Right, carry was a little bit shorter, but still got that total distance 258. I managed to get ball speed at 255 miles an hour. And I really went for this. Really, launch angle, like I said, was awful. But, you can just compare with launch angles there. Two same distances, one launch angle of 16, another launch angle of 11, and a ball speed difference of, nearly 10 miles per hour, and they give the same distance, which shows you going down a different line, launch angle for driver is so important, and is something I'll continue working on. So anyway, really impressive and really great ball speed there. And that's one thing I've read in a few reviews. Every now and again, you can get this really good sweet spot on this driver. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the face is all right. But you can get a really big sweet spot where it really explodes off the face. And I think obviously that was one that I got, really got the distance out. And don't worry, I got a few ball speeds up above 150, because on average I did get 149, so very happy with that. But that one did really just explode out that face. Pretty cool. So yeah, you're never going to complain about that, are you, on the golf course? Distance, as I mentioned as well, just under that 250 mark, 249. So relatively very happy with the performance of this club. So going into the ACS golf scale, if you're new to the channel, do every review I do, 1 to 5 on 5 different categories, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. First category is distance. So hit my target, what I want, 250. So I've given this, now this is the issue about this driver. So really, in my mind, there's 3 results for this. The one I've got here, 10.5, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. I think the distance is good. It's, middle of the range is a little bit above that, but I think it is very good. Like I said, I want that sort of 250 mark. I'm there. Hasn't blown me away, hasn't gone over it. I know I've had 1 or 2 getting over it, but on average 250. So, if the average was higher than 250, then great, it would go up. So that's why I've given it 3.5, which, believe me, for a driver, is very respectable. The highest I've ever done is 4.5, and that's like a low spin monster. So very respectable 3.5, very good distance. But remember, this is the middle of the range one. This is 10.5 degrees where the weight is in the middle. Now, if I had the weight at the front there, got the launch angle right again, and had the 9-degree head, I think I could get even more distance out there. And I think that would probably be a 4. While if you went to the 13 with the weight right at the back, I think you get less. And I think that'd be a 3, maybe even 2.5. So again, it's coming down to the head you pick. So for this one, which I'm reviewing for you, 10.5, I'm giving it 3.5. But I might look out and try and get the 9-degree one head. Get in the helium as well, because I really do enjoy the launch with this. You know, practice something a bit more, get the launch right, and then give that 9 ahead a go. Because some of the reviews I read about this, I think one, it was their second longest driver of the year, 2019. You know, and they're looking at the TaylorMades, Callaway's, etc. And it was their second longest. So, and they were doing the 9-degree head. So it's definitely not short of distance, this. You won't be disappointed by it if you pick one of these up. Now, moving on to feel, I've given it 4 out of 5. I really like the feel of it, to be fair. It felt quite springy, quite powerful off the face. I knew relatively where my bad hits were. It was just a joy to hit, and that's the thing which golf's about, really. You know, you want to hit a club, and you want to hit it and be like, oh, that felt nice. You know, you want it to be a joy to hit, and that's what this Wilson was, to be fair. There you go. It was a joy to hit. I did really enjoy hitting it. So 4 out of 5 for feel. Moving on to looks, 4 out of 5. As I've mentioned, I really do want to throw it left there, don't I? As I've mentioned, a really nice looking club. I like the bottom of it. I like the simplicity of it. And I do like that head shape, which is a little bit more squashed. For me, I just prefer it better than the eyes than something that's really massive behind it. So yeah, 4 out of 5. I think it's a very good looking club. Now on to forgiveness. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5, which is a respectable amount, but you know, there were a few drops down where the ball speed got to that sort of, like I said, that mid 140s. And, you know, the distance maybe did drop off a bit. I mean, I did have one that was around 237. Launch angle was 12, so it wasn't great, but the ball speed was still 147. So it's a little bit less distance there. But again, this isn't their most forgiving model. The most forgiving is the 13. So I'm assuming if you had the 13, forgiveness would go up to 4. And if you had the 9, the forgiveness would probably go down to 3. So very middle of the range, 3.5 for this type of driver. Weight sort of in the middle, not right at the back. 3.5, believe me, that's not bad. That is not very good, but it is good. So another respectable score there. So here we go on to price. And this is the main thing about this club. Don't get me wrong, very respectable so far, you know, 3.5s and 4s. It's great, it's a great review. Price though, 4.5 out of 5 I've given this. 4.5 out of 5. It's half tempted to give it 5 out of 5, and I'll explain why. So if you're going on second-hand markets such as Golf Bidder over here in the UK, you know, they start off about £119, just under $150. Equivalents around the same price. You've got the Callaway Rogue Sub-Zero, very different driver to the, well, not if you're getting the 9-degree head one, but you know, very different driver from this. Got, you know, which 2018 got the Cobra King F8 Plus 2018. Cobra King's, that, you know, F8 is nice, but obviously it's not the F9 where for me Cobra really jumped up when it came down to drivers. You know, Ping G30 2015, what? You know, TaylorMade Aero Burner 2015 again, okay, and then the TaylorMade R15s in 2015, which I'm testing at the moment. I've actually taken it out of the course, and believe me, it doesn't perform like this. So, but don't worry, you will get to that result. Probably next week, actually, is the next club to come out after this. But in the second-hand stores, compared to what you can pick up around the same price, personally for me, this is a clear winner, probably for all of them. And don't get me wrong, the Aero Burner is quite fun to hit, and it's relatively a good club. But again, it's 2015. For me, yes, I just think price-wise, it's great, absolutely great. And then that's not even looking on eBay. You're looking on eBay over here in the UK anyway, and you will struggle to find this over £100 on eBay. You know, £74 for one, £94 for another, £100 for one that's really good condition, you know, £74 for another, you know, so, you know, under $125, even under $100, some of these. Now that is an absolute, in my mind, an absolute bargain. Yes, you don't get that adjustability, so you need to make sure you pick up the right head for you. You know, the 13 degrees one, the 10.5 degrees one, or the 9 degrees one. You know, I'm really hammering that home for you guys because I don't want you to go and get, oh, well, I normally hit a 9-degree, you know, ultra forgiving ping or something like that, and then pick up the 9-degree here, and then the weight's right at the forward, and it's not that forgiving. You know, you need to make sure you just go out and get that right club head. But for the amount of sort of driver, the distance, the forgiveness, everything about it, for under £100, under $125, 2019, so you're only 4 years old, it's an absolute bargain. And even when it came out, you know, in 2019 for £270, you know, everyone was raving about it then. Actually, to be fair, a lot of people were saying it's the most underrated driver of the year. So yeah, and even the head cover, to be fair, like, I think that just looks really smart, to be honest, with the blue lines, the D. Inside, maybe not a sort of premium as your other brands, but it's still a very, you know, outside it feels lovely, to be fair, on the outside of it. It's still a lovely, good looking, say even looking premium looking head cover. You know, premium shafts, it's a bargain, absolute bargain. 4.5 out of 5. I mean, I'm so tempted to give it a 5, but I'm sticking with 4.5 because 5 for me is like literally go out and buy it now. So, and because you need to get the right head type for you, you know, you might want the 9, and the 9 could be a little bit more. So 4.5 out of 5. So very good. So overall, great driver. I could put this in the bag right now. I'd be happy with the performance. Don't get me wrong, my Stealth 2 was a little bit longer. I got a little bit faster ball speeds on the day because I was practicing my swing, as I mentioned. But overall, I could put this in the bag. It was fun to hit. I like the look of it. I enjoy the shaft. I enjoy the head cover. It's one of these clubs that I just enjoy it very much. And for the price of it, is an absolute bargain. Bargain. So there you go. There's my review of the Wilson Staff D7, and answers the question, you know, can you go back a couple of years and get a very good Wilson Staff driver? Yes, you can. You really can. I nearly swore there because it's for the price and everything like that, it's that good. Okay, guys. Now, remember to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Do comment down below if you played a Wilson Staff D7 or maybe the D9 or, you know, even the C300s out there. You know, what do you think of them? Do you think they're as good as what I've just been saying now? Do let me know in the comments down below. Remember as well to subscribe to the channel, guys, for weekly reviews, to make sure you don't miss out on them, because as always, I just have so many good clubs, new, old, to get reviewed for you guys. And also Instagram, by the way, acs.golf. I'm on Instagram. Give you a lot of insights of reviews and stuff that's coming up, and maybe a few little on-course picks for you as well going forward. So do remember to subscribe to that as well. Okay, again, hope you've enjoyed this video. We have gone on for a long one about this club, but if you ever see a long video for me, it just means that I'm odds on, I'm probably very happy with that club, and I just can't stop talking about it, which is the case with this one. All right, guys, have a good week, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.